Hi, my name is Tim Schoen, also known as Raven Timberwolf. This is my current artwork that I am showing here over at Anthrocon. This is my first time. Second artist alley. And what I specialize in is drawing extremely realistic furries.
Cool. And can you tell me a little bit about this piece right here that you got your hand on?
Yes, this is one of my first biggest paintings, Fall Medicine. It was done for something called the Werewolf Calendar, and it is on their website. It did not make it into the calendar for various reasons, but as you can see, it tells the story of a wolf. This takes place in northern Michigan. I'm from Michigan, and I love my state so much, with all the woods and the country. And he's come up to the sacred area to pray healing for his tribe.
So, can you tell me a little bit about how you put this piece together, what the work it took to do?
Yeah, mostly for this one, I said, you know what, I'm going to follow those instruction booklets. I'm going to take in everything that my art teachers have said over the years and what tips I've said, and I put it all together into this piece. It was just layers upon layers of acrylic.
And how long did this piece take you to do?
This one was about a month and a half.
And some of your other work here, do you do the sketches as well?
Yes, I do. I do sketches. I also do line art. I also do something called mess sketches. Basically, the mess sketches is sort of like a gesture drawing, but I have within it movement, and I have a feeling that's portrayed by just leaving in all of the lines that I would use to define muscle mass, bone. Being a pre-mortuary science student, I take great care in making sure that all of my pieces are extremely anatomically correct.
So what got you into drawing furries?
Well, my father always was into the science fiction business. He has hundreds of action figures. A lot of them are these anthropomorphic creatures. And over time, I began sketching them and coming up with my own ideas about them. And I mostly centered around the wolf when I was about 17, and I have loved wolves ever since. And as you can see, I'm quite obsessive over them, but they're a source of great inspiration for my work altogether.
Cool. So if there's anything that you would say to encourage other artists to get into doing this, what would it be?
Let's see. Unlike a lot of the modern art, I'd say that there's actually some kind of profit in this. A lot of artists, students, they kind of go out, really whatever you're good at. If you like doing something, go ahead and do it. I'm not forcing anyone to make anthro pieces like this, but this is just something that inspires me. You have to continually work at it. This was not done overnight. I have been drawing for years. I have sketchbooks, hundreds of pages filled with anatomical drawings, inspiration. Anything that catches your eye, sketch it. You have to, not only do you have to see the object, but let's say if you want to paint a tree or something, you have to feel the tree. You've got to use all of your senses when you're painting realistically or even cartoony. It's all about practice, practice, practice. There is no easier way to get this good unless you are a 3-year-old prodigy, which is extremely rare. Basically, keep working at it, keep studying, and eventually you'll become really, really good.
So how do we find some of your work?
You would usually find me on DeviantArt or for Affinity. I'm right on there. Raven Timberwolf, all one word. Check me out. I'm coming out with some new fantastic pieces that will blow your brains out.
Can you spell that out for me?
Raven Timberwolf?
I'm gonna be here till Sunday. Do you want to get one now?
I do that to a lot of people too.
What is your name?
I'm Time Chaser. I go by.
And where are you from?
I'm actually from Pittsburgh. I'm local.
Cool. And what is it that you do?
I draw stuff. I went to school for zoology, so I have kind of a background in animals and in how they work. So I've been drawing since I was like 11. Started drawing my first kind of persona, my first furry character. Then I've just kept at it since then. And this is my first time there in Alley.
Cool. So what got you into the Anthrocon part of your artwork?
Well, I've always really drawn animals since the beginning. Ever since I was little, I'm really fixated on animals. I knew what I wanted to go to school for since I was little. Really animal focused since the beginning.
So you went to school for zoology?
Yeah.
And is that what you do now?
I'm trying to get into grad school right now. I've been working to make money to pay for grad school. Been applying, so hopefully I'll go into ecology or some related field. And art is kind of a side hobby to help support me.
So this is pretty much what you're doing to help pay for your grad school.
Yeah.
And is there a website that we can see more of your work besides what we see here today?
It's mintygreenti.com. That's my blog. I have links to my art in various places on the web. You can find my art. It's mintygreenteba.com.
And how long have you been doing this?
Over 10 years. This is my 6th Anthrocon, but I've been drawing furry stuff for 10 years. For anyone who wants to get into art or any kind of creative thing, I'd say just keep trying. You might think that everything's bad, but just keep doing it. Eventually, 1 in a million is going to be amazing. And the more you do it, the more amazing things are inevitably going to come from it.
I go by Kiyoki, and I'm at Anthrocon and selling my wares. I sketch people's characters for them and color them how they wish. I also make fursuits or animal costumes as well.
And you made this head right here?
Yes, I made that. It's a boar.
Cool. And how long did it take you to do something like this?
This one took me several weeks. It's a full costume. I only have the head with me right now. But depending on the complexity, this one's very complex. Some of them, maybe a week for like a head that's, white cats or something.
Cool. So what got you into Anthrocon?
When I was younger, I really loved mascot costumes. Like my mom would take me to like high school football games, and I'd be really like into the mascots. And then I found out people like actually made them, and I thought that was really cool, like and very creative. And I wanted to be a part of that.
So how long have you been doing this for?
6 years. I started making them when I was actually 15. And so I had my mom like take me to conventions, and she thinks this is one of the coolest things ever. And every time I go without her, she actually gets very upset.
With your costumes and stuff, I've seen a lot of costumes that have moving ears, moving mouth, and stuff like that. Do you do that as well?
Yes, this one right here actually has a moving jaw. Would you like to see that?
And, can you explain to me like how that works?
Basically, it has a hinge about where the human jaw is, and when you like open your mouth, it pushes down on the jaw, and so it opens it. There's also elastic, so it snaps back up.
So, how much is there a range of how much a suit would cost?
Yeah, I charge $1,300 for a full body for me, which is actually on the lower end. Average nowadays, I think, is about $2,500-ish. There are some costumes here that are over $10,000.
And what's the most expensive costume that you've made?
That I've made? I'm making one that is like multicolored. It has like 5 different colors on it, and that's going to be $1,500 because it also has like the leg padding to make it look like a dog, like it's walking on its toes.
So if anybody wants to check out your work, where would they find it at?
If you just type Keyoki, Keyyoki, into Google, all of my art places show up. I'm on YouTube, DeviantArt, for Affinity, like I'm all over the internet. I try to grab Keyoki, like the name, wherever I can. So just type Keyoki and that's me.
Cool. So how long would it take you to do one of these sketches that we see here?
I usually maybe an hour and a half for something like this. When it gets more complex, that's around 2 hours. The little ones like that I can do like under an hour.
Hi there, my name is Everett, or Donkey Treat as I'm also known by. I'm from the Philadelphia area, about 6 hours from here. And most of my artwork is basically like anime related, whatnot. I do humans, anthropomorphic, feral, and human based.
So what got you into some of this art?
Mostly stuff like Dragon Ball Z, Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, it's a lot of TV cartoons and whatnot. If you notice just about any anime or cartoon you watch, there's at least one anthropomorphic character in it. And the anthropomorphic characters, even compared to the human characters, are basically about the same structure when you break it down to the fine lines. And it seemed like an easier jump to go for the anthros over the humans. I still go back to the humans every now and then, but I don't majorly draw either one.
So how long have you been sketching?
I've been doing sketch art about as long as I can remember. About starting around, I guess, 10. I'm like 28 now, so that's about 18 years. I can say. I think I'm at one of the pinnacle peaks of my style at the moment. I still got to move on to color eventually, but got to get over color blindness.
So how difficult is it for you to sketch a character?
It's actually not that difficult. I mean, depending on the character and how much detail someone wants in it, it can take me anywhere from about 20 to 45 minutes to actually finish a sketch.
Cool. So did you just pick this up and start doing this on your own, or did you take some schooling, or?
I mostly picked it up on my own. I mean, every now and then it's almost unavoidable when you go to school and you get an art class. And the teacher gives you a tip here and there, but most of it's pretty much all self-taught.
Cool. If there's anything that you would tell any other artists to encourage them to go forward with their art, what would it be?
I would say pick something that you like and stick with it. Don't just give up. Don't just give up when you find yourself at a hard point. I mean, the worst thing you could do is basically say that you've reached the pinnacle of something, you're giving up. Don't just say you reached the pinnacle. If you see there's a bunch of flaws or issues in your artwork, then what you can do is bring it back down, back to the basics, and just work yourself up from there. Just keep adding in those little details that you liked.
Is there anywhere that we could find some of your work online?
You can find a lot of my work on DeviantArt. I go under the name of Kiriyasha on there.
Can you spell it out for me?
That'd be Kiriyasha.
and sculpting are my forte. And I'm from New York City.
So you did all this?
Yeah.
Cool. And you made this head?
Yes, I did.
So how long does it take you to do that?
It takes about 20 to 24 hours for me to make a head.
Cool. Do you do a full suit too?
Yes, I also do full suits. But I find making heads is the most fun part.
Cool. So how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this since I was 15 years old, so about 6 years.
Cool. And what got you into Anthrocon?
Well, my friend showed me this thing called Furcadia, which was an online game, and of course it was all furries, and it was a lot of fun, so then I started drawing furries, and then I thought, well, wouldn't it be really cool to dress up as a furry? And so then I said, oh, well, why don't I start making these costume heads? So I have since graduated to making them with really cool materials. I cast the bases out of resin over from a clay positive sculpt. I include electronics like LED eyes, and I cast parts that are realistic and modeled after real ones.
1 second. You do. So what are you working on right now?
Well, right now I've been doing some paintings, but at home I have some pretty cool projects. I'm doing a caracal, which is a South American big cat, so I'm making a costume of that. I'm also doing some wolves and trying out some new techniques and materials.
Cool. So what does the whole Anthrocon mean to you?
Anthrocon to me means fun and having friends. Because I see all of these people who have the same interests as me, and it's so easy to get along versus out in the big old world, you never know what somebody's interested in, and they say, I can't believe you like that. Well, here everybody likes furries, so it's a lot of fun, and to me it's so many people that you met on the internet, but then you meet them in real life, and it's incredible.
So is there anywhere that we can see some of your work online?
My fursuit work can be found at www.foxfairy.net. So that's FOXFAIRY.net.
And what about your sketches? Can your sketches be found online?
My sketches can be found at Fox Fairy Art, FOXFAIRY-art, ART at deviantart.deviantart.com. Sorry, I'm spazzing out.
If there's anything that you would say to upcoming artists, not just in anthro art, but in all kind of art, what would it be?
My advice would be try something new every single day. Because you never know what you'll find out.
Only when I'm in suit.
Where's my shrug at?
Oh.
What's your name?
Matthew Ebel, in case you can't read.
Oh. So what is it that you do?
I scream into microphones and bang on keyboards, and somehow or another I managed to eke out a living doing this. I've been playing piano since I was 5 and been hanging out with these weird animal types since I was 14 and realized that I'm a bird. What can I say? I'm a bird. See?
So this is you right here?
Oh yeah. And it helps to have the other awesome thing is that, you know, hanging out with all these cool animal people, I don't have to go far to find awesome album artwork either. I like ask, you know, I'm putting out an album, can anybody make something for me? And like almost all these albums, somebody in this room has done this. The woman sitting next to me here did this one. It's like there's so many super talented people in this room right now.
So these are all your CDs right here?
Yeah, a lot of them. There. The brand new one isn't on here yet because I haven't made a sticker for it yet.
So when you know, before I come up to you, I heard you, you know, in interaction with a bunch of people. You made a bunch of different types of voices. Like, is that what you do?
Well, I certainly can. Yes. I mean, I try to entertain. That's it. Like I try to be. I'm always kind of a goofball, and the only way I could figure to parlay that into a career is to, you know, play some piano along with it and try and make it melodic.
Cool.
Seems to work.
So how long did you put this all together?
What do you mean?
Like playing the piano, doing the voices, and entertaining?
Well, I actually started out doing contemporary Christian music. I don't do that anymore. The painted nail thing doesn't go over too well. I've been doing this professionally like since '99 and doing it full time since 2007. So like the last 5 years now, it's been nothing but, you know, I pretty much found my calling in just being a professional geek and a professional goofball in like 2005, let's say. People just, the more people laugh, the more I just said, hey, maybe I should keep doing this.
So why Anthrocon?
Well, like I said, I've been into, you know, the bird thing and that sort of thing since I was like 12 or 14. So the furry community just seemed my thing. And whereas a lot of people got into like Star Trek and Star Wars, Disney's Robin Hood was like really awesome to me. The Lion King, Beauty and the Beast actually was one of my favorite movies when I was in like junior high, and mostly because of the Beast, honestly, because like I just thought he was an awesome character. So it seemed like that was what I geek out about, are animal characters. So this is a real comfortable place for me. One of these days, I'd love to actually perform in like a bird costume, but it's really hard to sing with, you know, something over your mouth like this. It's not going to sound too well. So, still working on a good way to do that.
So where can anyone find some of your work?
MatthewEbel.com. See, it says it right here.
Can you spell it out for me?
MatthewEbel.com. Matthew, like Testament, and Ebel, like the expensive watch that I can't afford because I'm a musician.
So if there's anything that you would tell other artists or other furries or other musicians to encourage them about going forward in their work, what would it be?
Do what you like to hear. You know, if you want to be a musician, make what you want to listen to, and surround yourself with people who are better than you, so that they set the bar higher than you're setting it.
All right, and wait. And what part of the country are you from?
Currently, Boston.
Hi, I'm Grace Ogawa. I'm better known in the fandom as Agent Elrond. I come from a tiny little town in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountains in California. And I'm an artist. I draw, I write, and I put them together and I make comics too. So that's what I do, and I just try to have fun.
And why Anthrocon?
Anthrocon is special to me. I mean, it's the biggest fur con in the world, but it's special to me because it was my first fur con, and I actually went because a comedian that I admire greatly, I'd done like fan art for and stuff, and we'd had sort of email correspondence, and it was because of him that I first came to Anthrocon. And it was really a life-changing experience for me, so I've tried to come back every year, and it's hard flying across country for it, but for me it's always been worth it, and I've made so many friends here, and I actually get a pretty good amount of business, so it's a win-win situation, and I just love it.
So you drew this piece right here?
Yes, I did.
And how long would it take you to do a piece like this?
That piece I cranked out in about a week, but that was, it took probably, I'm going to say, about 14 hours, maybe 15, and I would sort of work 1 to 2 hours a day on it. It's all colored pencil, so you have to go over it again and again and again to get the really smooth shading. But yeah, it's about a week's worth of work for most of these.
These are your books right here. Can you tell me a little bit about them?
Yeah, these are the Tobias comic books. They're about this character. His name is Tobias Leander, and he's not quite a cat, not quite a rabbit, not quite a kangaroo, but he's sort of this mad combination of animals, and he just kind of bounces around and fixes problems. This one, Tobias and the Golden Dragon, there's a dragon that's eating the mice princesses, and so he goes to the dragon and he sorts that out. And this one, he helps a rabbit who's about to be expelled from her magic school. And it involves a griffin. It's pretty crazy.
So how long did it take you to do one of these comic books?
this Golden Dragon took me, I'm gonna say 2 months. This one I did in a month because I had a deadline. But yeah, they're 30-page comics and it takes about a month. That's the raw work, just doing the artwork. Writing these, it's a good 2 weeks to write the story out, so that's ahead of time. And then after I have the raw pages, because I build the books myself, I have to scan everything in, set them up. I use Adobe Illustrator and get them all lettered and then proofing. So it's a good 5 to 6 months process to get a book going, which is actually crazy fast for publishing, but because it's just me, I can get it done.
So what got you into doing artwork, writing the comic books? What got you into doing that?
I've always been a storyteller. I'm told by people older and wiser than myself, namely my mother, that I was writing stories before I could read. I would dictate stories to her. So that's always just been in me. I've always loved to draw because I've always had things in my head that were so wonderful and amazing, but they didn't exist in real life. And drawing was a way I could kind of bring them into the world and show them to other people and make them a little bit more real.
So what would you say to other artists and other writers and illustrators to encourage them into going forward in the work that they're doing?
I would say you have to be honest and sincere with your work. You have to do the things that are important to you, because your work will not be important to everyone automatically. But if you do work that's important to you, you're guaranteed it's going to be important to one person at least. And people are aware of that sincerity, of that honesty, and you will once you start putting your work out there, that's another important thing, put it out there so that people can see it. If you're honest and sincere when you start putting your artwork out there, that will attract the like-minded people, the people who will like it. And you have to be careful, because the minute you get successful at something, it kind of snowballs. If you have a little success at one thing, it'll tend to get more, bigger and bigger and bigger, and you don't know what's going to become successful. So just make sure everything you do, you love doing, because you don't want to get stuck doing something you don't like. And that just kills everything.
And where can we find some of your work at?
You can find me online on DeviantArt at Agent-Elrond, like the elf, played by Hugo Weaving, .deviantart.com.
Okay.
My own personal website at Goldeen Ogawa, that's GOLDENOGAWA.com.
My name's Kit Mori. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm here today at Anthrocon selling my second issue to my first comic that debuted at Anthrocon a few years ago, and also the first issue of my second comic that debuted, I believe, last year. And of course, encouraging people to read by selling a multitude of restored bookmarks, and encouraging people to enjoy art by selling a multitude of various prints.
So how long have you been an artist?
Ever since I could hold a pencil, to be honest. My mother and father always encouraged me to draw, whether it's painting, drawing, what have you. They noticed that I had a talent for it and I had an knack for it and I really enjoyed it. So ever since I was young, they've encouraged me to draw. And when I was entering high school, my second year, my aunt encouraged me to attend LaGuardia High School, which was a school that specialized in music, art, and performing art. So it just pretty much went from there also.
So you're not just the artist, you're the illustrator in all your comics as well? You write them as well?
Yes, I illustrate and I write all my comics. My comics are family friendly because I have 3 nephews and I would like them to be able to enjoy my comics as well. So it pretty much ranges from G to possibly maybe a PG-13, but nothing that you wouldn't be able to read in front of your kids. There's like no foul language. There isn't any gratuitous violence, or heaven forbid, there's like no sex or anything like that in there. Also, it's just something you can pick up and you let your child read without having them worry about what's inside it.
Cool. So, what got you into the Anthrocon and the furries? Because your comics, your bookmarks is that theme. So what got you into the Anthrocon and furry theme?
Well, to be honest, when I was little, when I would come home from school, we'd have the Disney Afternoon, the cartoon block, which pretty much featured nothing but anthropomorphic characters. It wasn't until I was a bit older that I realized that there was an actual genre for it. I had been drawing cartoon animals ever since I was little. I mean, like Mickey Mouse, Sonic the Hedgehog, just anything that was a cartoon animal, I would draw it. But when I believe I was in college when I realized that there was a book called Kathmandu from Chanda Fantasy Arts, and it was then that I realized that there was actually a whole another subgenre for anthropomorphic animals, and that's what got me into making a comic. In my senior year, I made the first Hopper comic actually, and went from there. And then I realized I could do something that I really enjoyed, and that hopefully people will really enjoy also.
Cool. Now, if there's anything that you would say to young kids or young artists who are, frustrated with their work, what would it be?
My nephew is 13, and he draws me every so often. He gets so frustrated, and I always tell him, you don't get good overnight. It takes practice. I look at my old stuff that I've drawn years ago, and I almost want to throw it away, but I don't, because it's important to know that where I started from and where I am now, this is years of work. And for every artist here, it's years of work. You gotta keep at it. Don't give up. Don't get frustrated. Keep a sketchbook. That's the most important thing. When you have a sketchbook, don't erase your things. Don't throw them out. Keep that sketchbook. Refer to that often, and draw every day. Even if it's a little doodle, a little sketch, whatever it is, just keep drawing. You'll get better. You'll definitely get better. Also, look at the art of other people. Figure out silly things in nature. Use life references a lot. When you see an artist with a particular style that you like, look at it and figure out what it is you like about it. Don't copy their style, but sort of incorporate what you enjoy about it into your own style. The more you draw, the better you'll get. I promise you will definitely get a lot better the more you draw. And just don't give up. Don't feel like your drawing is not good enough. Everybody had to start from someplace. So your beginning is, as no different from anyone else's. So don't give up. The world needs your art.
Where can anybody find some of your work at?
I have various sites online. You can check kittmouri.deviantart.com. That'd be kittmouri.deviantart.com. There's also my blogspot, kittmouri.blogspot.com. kittmouri.blogspot.com. And there's my FA, which would be furaffinity.net/user/kittmouri. FURAFFINITY/user/KITTMOURI. And when all else fails, you can go to Google and pick Kitt Mouri, KITT space MOURI, and I'll pop up.
He's gonna catch furries.
So, what is your name?
Justice. Jogenauer.
And where are you from?
Brookline.
So, what are you doing here today?
I'm catching furries.
catching furries.
Pelts go minimum 1,500.
Cool. And who do you sell the fur to?
Well, the trick, like you catch them this year, you come back next year and sell the pelts.
Cool. So how do you use to skin them alive?
They struggle a bit. I don't kill them. It's sort of a catch and release. But
good.
It's amazing, like how many people just want to know what's in the bag. I caught 3 girls outside of August Henry's last night that were just like, "What's in the bag?" Go ahead and look.
So how did you come up with hunting furries?
I've been down here for the last 5 years, and there's money to be made somewhere, and this was my plan: catch, skin, release.
So
Release program going on here.
Catch and release.
So do you have a license to hunt furries?
What have we got ourselves here?
They took all the good prizes last night.
I'm gonna take this awesomely bruised orange. Thank you for releasing me, Mr.
Still a thaw on that one. We had to let that one go. Nothing usable on the pelt there.
Wait for the time. Make sure they see you. Oh my God!
Deal with it. Yeah, with it.
I'm sure he's like always back.
Yeah.
Hey, now that's a camera. What was that? The stick. Chelsea! I've been looking for Stop! Hey, minute! Be quiet! No, it's fine. Blame it on me. It's your fault. Hey, everybody! Wow.
Hi, people sitting down. Hi, people standing in the
That's what cats.
It's all his fault. Don't listen to him. It's all his fault. No. Down there. It's right there.
So what is your name?
We're Magnus.
Cool. What part of the country are you from?
I'm actually from Canada.
Cool. So what made you get into Anthrocon?
The convention itself is something I've wanted to attend since I was in about high school, just because it's a gathering of all the stuff I really like.
Cool. And tell me a little bit about your suit.
My suit is my main character named Were Magnus. It's a red dragon with dorky glasses and sharp teeth.
And did you make it?
Yes.
How long did it take you to make?
I actually originally built this suit in the 11th grade, but I've refurbished it this year and it took me about a month to update.
So when you made it in the 11th grade, how long did it take you?
About a month again.
A month, so like 2 months to get where you're at right now.
Yeah.
Cool. And around how much did it cost you?
Couple $100 with fur. Since I made it myself, I avoided a lot of the labor costs of fursuit builders.
Cool. So how do you feel about you yourself before you get into your suit compared to when you get into your suit?
I feel about the same actually. This is just like an extended Halloween to me. It doesn't really affect how I act. I act about the same in suit as I do out of suit.
Cool. So how old are you?
I am 24.
Cool. So if there's anybody that was interested in being a suitor or getting into Anthrocon, what would you tell them?
I would tell them check the website because they have good tips, and talk to other suitors beforehand to see you know, some of the best times to go out and how you should act and where to get water, that sort of thing. It's pretty easy to just get in and do.
So when you're at home in Canada, do you dress up like this? And what do you do whenever you do? Do you go anywhere special?
I actually don't wear this costume that often. We have local fur meets like every couple months that I might wear it to, and we go like to a park or something, but I don't know, I'd walk around in it I guess and wave at people, not a whole lot.
Cool. What is your name?
My name is Raylis Forpad.
And where are you from?
I'm from Australia, a place called Adelaide.
Cool. And what made you get into anamorphics?
It started out just from the internet. I've been talking to a friend for a fair amount of years, and one day he popped up and just said, hey, you know how we both like cartoon animals and, you know, the costuming? And I turned around and said, yeah. And he's like, well, this fandom might be for you. And then he showed me the ropes and everything just took off from there.
Cool. So tell me a little bit about your suit. Like, did you make this?
Sadly, no, I didn't make this suit. This suit I bought from a girl in Florida. She went by the name of Pre-Fur. And the character is a lemur cross fox hybrid, so which I just call them the Lemox to shorten it down.
Cool. And how much did this type of suit cost?
This one costed me about $2,000 Australian. And that was including shipping.
That was a what?
Including shipping.
Cool. So, what else do you do at home in Australia? I mean, do you dress up? Do you go to community events or anything like that?
I get out when I can. We have our own local community where we try and get out and, just go to parks or coffee shops and just socialize. And sometimes we take our costumes out and just show them around the local neighborhood.
Cool. So how do people accept you in Australia?
I would say everyone's just generally accepting because I'm not the weirdest thing out there. I mean, you see those people who stand still for hours on end and don't move until you throw a coin in their hat. I mean, that's probably as strange as it gets.
So how do you like the convention here in Pittsburgh?
This is by far the largest and most tiring convention I've been to, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It was well worth the trip.
Cool. So would there be anything that you would like to tell other suitors or people who want to become suitors, or anything about anthropomorphics that would get people interested in doing what you're doing?
I guess it depends on your personal tastes. It can be anywhere from just drawing pictures of animals, and say if you're drawing an animal and you think, hey, maybe I want to add some human characteristics, maybe this fandom's for you. Or if you're like me and you enjoy the costuming, you don't have to go out and buy a really expensive costume to start with. My advice to anyone else would be try and make it yourself to start with and keep going from there. Who knows, you may get really good at it and people will want to buy them from you.
My name's Amanda Beers.
And I'm Jessica Stellick.
So what part of the city of Pittsburgh are you from?
I'm from the North Hills.
I'm from Forest Hills.
So what got you into what is the Furry Watch 2012?
Well, I came down here last year and I met a whole lot of furries and I just thought it was really fun and it was something kind of fun to do.
Yeah, and I was jealous because I wanted to meet a My Little Pony. So we decided we'd come down here this year and do like a bar crawl / furry watch.
Cool. So you take pictures of furries,
Yep,
video. So how many photos of furries you got this year?
So we've only been here like about a half hour, so we have about like 15 right now.
That's cool. So you're trying to get them all?
Work our way into
That's cool.
I'm not sure how late we'll stay.
So what made you get into the furries and the anthropomorphics and stuff like that?
I think it's just something
It's
different.
just something different. You hear about it on the radio and everything. You just want to kind of check it out a little
Yeah,
bit.
see what all the hype's all about.
Meet a My Little Pony.
Meet a My Little Pony.
So what's your opinion about the whole Anthrocon convention being here in Pittsburgh?
I think it's great. I mean,
it's cool.
Yeah.
It's another event to add to downtown events. Just makes it Pittsburgh a little bit more fun.
Yeah. So I think it's a good thing for the city.
So how do you feel about the FurCon being here in Pittsburgh?
I think it's kind of cool that every year it's bigger and bigger, and it's like the biggest event in the world for Anthrocon.
I think it's cool because, they have the group picture and every year they break records. That's pretty amazing they do that, and the parade just gets larger and larger every year as well.
I think it's a fun event that Pittsburgh is something that's growing so much every year.
So what is your name?
The name's Briag.
And where are you from?
I'm from Quebec, Canada.
So what got you into anamorphics and becoming a suitor?
Yeah, of course, it's an interest for dragons and cartoons and of course mascots. At first I didn't know the furry fandom, so I thought I could never afford a professional mascot costume. And I searched for people who were building suits like that. I commissioned that suit, got it, and some people saw it and they invited me to come to Pittsburgh, Anthrocon, the biggest convention in the world, and then I've met a lot of nice people here, and that's how I got in it.
Cool. So how long have you been doing this?
I got this suit in 2009, and since that, it's been going on and on and on and on. And since it is not the most friendly looking character, I got another one which is the total opposite. And with that other suit, I'm doing a lot of public events, parks, festivals, Quebec City Winter Carnival. Hey, having a lot of fun.
Cool. So how do people accept you in Quebec whenever you dress up?
The dragon, it does not get a very good, reply from the public. I don't know. People don't really like the dragon. Okay, it's flashy, but kids often get scared of it, and old people, you know, Catholic people, dragon, devil, stuff like that. So I try to stick to convention with that suit. It looks good, it's flashy, but to go out in the public, I use the other suit, a much cuter suit. It's better. The public like it. When it's cuddly, when it looks friendly, it looks soft, the kids love it, and people of every age love it. And unlike some people, I always go toward people and I interact with them. I talk with them, and they like that. They're not used to that. They say, hey, mascot. They don't talk. We are often getting, people think we're a mascot, but it's different. It's a different kind of costume. It's a different hobby.
So how do you feel? Do you feel any different from being just you, to whenever you jump into one of your suits?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm a very outgoing person in real life, and this suit it just maybe gather more attention to me, so it drags more people into me, so I can even have more fun than I will have without it. But it does not change my personality at all. I do not really play a role being in this character. Just the name that is different.
So how do you feel about the Pittsburgh convention?
Well, I really like it. It's the first one I've ever been to. I like the city, and I've been to other conventions. They're much more smaller. Sometimes you have little groups. They tend to stick all together. Here you have so many people. It's incredible. You meet a lot of nice people, and no, I like it. It's definitely my favorite one so far. I've never been to the West Coast one or the those one in Europe. That's a plan. Eventually, I'll go there. The problem is that the suit is so big. I always travel by my own means. I mean, with my truck. Carry the suit around. It's too big to fit in a plane.
So you drove to Pittsburgh from Quebec?
Yeah, for me it was about an 18-hour drive. It's not too bad. I went to Midwest Fur Fest last year. It was I did it in 2 days, 27 hours, but it was worth it. It's another nice convention.
So what do you do in real life? What's your position?
What I'm doing in real life, I'm a train conductor. Train conductor on a touristic train in Quebec.
Cool.
And my boss and my workmates, they know about my hobby, and they think I'm quite crazy, but they like it.
So if there's anything that you would tell someone who is interested in the anthropomorphics or even becoming a suitor, what would it be?
Go for it. It's worth it. It's a lot of fun. It can't be bad.
Cool.
Briac. Je viens du Québec, Canada, province de Québec. J'ai toujours été passionné par les dragons et puis les dessins animés, les mascottes. Et puis je me disais que moi, personnellement, j'aurais bien aimé ça avoir un costume. Je pouvais pas me payer un costume de mascotte professionnel, alors j'ai fait des recherches. Je suis allé voir sur Internet et puis j'ai trouvé des gens qui faisaient ce genre de costume-là. Puis quand j'ai reçu mon costume, moi, je n'étais pas au courant c'était quoi la communauté Furry Fandom. Et puis là, il y a des gens qui ont vu le costume, puis ils m'ont dit, viens donc me voir à Pittsburgh, à Anthrocon. Et puis, ben, en 2009, je suis arrivé ici avec mon costume. C'est comme ça que j'ai rencontré plein de gens, puis je me suis fait plein de nouveaux amis. C'est quand même génial. Eh bien, moi, j'ai commandé le suit d'une personne qui a son magasin sur Internet, qui s'appelle Fur Happens. C'est Mme Lindsay Bristow qui fait des costumes. Et puis, c'est un procédé qui a pris à peu près 1 an et quelques. Ça joue dans les 3 chiffres. On parle de 3 000 à 4 000 Au début, on parlait d'avoir de la fourrure. Mais moi, je me suis dit, un dragon, de la fourrure, ça va pas vraiment ensemble. Alors, j'ai fait beaucoup de recherches et j'ai finalement fini par trouver un rouleau de tissu peu orthodoxe avec des écailles dessus. Et puis, c'est comme ça qu'on a fini par arriver avec un bon mélange. Elle a utilisé ce tissu-là et puis elle a fabriqué le costume en quelques mois. Eh bien, moi, j'ai reçu mon costume en 2009 et puis 2009, je me promène. Donc, ça fait 4 ans cette année là, que je me promène dans quelques conventions sur la côte Est et puis au Canada, quelques meets. Fonce, vas-y, écoute, t'as tout à gagner, c'est vraiment le fun. Tu vas rencontrer du monde génial puis tu vas t'épanouir dans ce que t'aimes.
Can you tell me your name?
Mama. He's Mama.
Mama.
His name is Mama.
And how long have you been doing this?
どれぐらいやってますか？Long time.
So how do you feel about the Pittsburgh convention?
このイベントどうでしたか？疲れた。He got tired, but absolutely enjoyed.
So how do you feel about the Pittsburgh convention being the largest of this type in the world?
このなんかとっても世界で規模的に大きいコンベンションですけど、どうも同じような。Very good. We like it.
So how big is this in Japan? For Anthrocon in Japan, how big is it in Japan?
How big is what?
How big is Anthrocon in Japan?
Anthrocon. Oh.
Like the anamorphics and furries?
It's gonna be
huge.
Huge.
そうか、日本でどんぐらい知られてるんだ。
そうです。
このぐらいは知られてる。
Yeah. But after this program, it's gonna be bigger than like that.
番組が流れれば彼が有名に。
Yeah. He's gonna make it bigger.
Cool.
After the program airs.
Cool. So how big are you in Japan?
You. どれぐらい有名ですか、ママさん、日本だと。Like that.
ぐらい有名。
Cool. So what got you into anamorphics and being a furry?
In the what?
A furry.
A fur.
A furry.
A furry.
Yeah.
着ぐるみをこう You mean the everything or himself?
Himself.
Himself.
Yeah. How long? What made him get into becoming a furry?
もうママさん生まれてどれぐらいですか？
番組の年数でいいんじゃないですかね。
確かに。27 years. 28.
28 years. So he's been doing this for 28 years?
Yes.
Cool.
It's a very long program.
So how long have you been on TV?
28 years.
28 years on TV, this show?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, can you make it like a final? Wow.
Cool. Cool. And what are your names?
My name? Takeo Yamamoto.
And my name is Naoya Watanabe.
And what are you doing here in Pittsburgh?
Anthrocon.
Making a TV, like a program to just filming here for the Anthrocon.
And what is the TV program?
It's called Sanma no Manma.
And how long has it been on TV in Japan?
It's been a long time, 28 years.
Cool. And is it real popular in Japan?
It is very popular.
And are you trying to make it more popular internationally, like in the United States?
That's why we come here.
Cool. And can you tell me a little bit about the show?
Okay.
And what Yins do on the show?
どんなショーか。明石家さんまっていうコメディアンが、ゲストを招いてトークするショー。
One of the very famous and popular comedian, Sanma Akashiya, is the host of this program, and every week the Sanma-san, the host, the one of the like a celebrity or the talent or the famous people accept like his home, and like it's kind of like a talk show, but like a one by one. It's very popular in Japan.
Cool. そのエンディングのコーナーでも
And every time the ending of this program, and a mama just show up, and he shows any like the thing to show, like a pow.
Do that one more time. And you call that a pow?
Pow.
And what does that mean?
It's one of the gag. It sounds like very make it fun, make people fun.
Cool. So what do you do on the show?
Actually, I'm a coordinator. I'm just coordinating the filming here, and he's a director. どんなことをしてますか？
まあ、ゲストと打ち合わせをしてどんなことを話すか事前に聞いたりとか練習をしたりとか。
His duty is more like the bigger than me. Like the meeting with the guest and preparing the filming in a studio and just directing the people like cameraman or the gaffer or lighting stuff and everything. He's a director.
Are you familiar with any American talk shows?
アメリカのトークショーを知ってるものとかありますか？
今のは知らないですね。
He doesn't know.
Or how about you?
What's his name? Like a tall guy, like
David Letterman?
No.
Leno.
The
Tonight Show?
Cohen. No. Cohen.
Conan O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien.
Okay. So is your show like the Conan O'Brien show? They bring in Japanese actors and actresses.
It's similar. Yeah, it's similar.
So which is better, your show or Conan O'Brien? Don't worry, I'm going to edit that out.
Don't tell the Cohen.
So is there anything that you would like to say to people that would like to, well, anywhere, that would like to get involved in filming or in Anthrocon or in becoming a furry? What would it be?
コメントは何かありますか？アメリカに対してもアンスロコンに対しても。
アンスロコンにはぜひまた来て、ママちゃんとして戻ってきたいと思ってます。
Okay. We all think like we really would like to come back here to act in masquerade in sometimes, maybe next year or someday in the future.
でなんか機会があったらさんまのまんまを YouTube で何でも見てみていただけれ
Okay, if you have a time to watch our show on YouTube or whatever, so please watch our show as well. It's Japanese, all Japanese.
I'm Michael Kazala. I'm a comic book artist. I'm here at Anthrocon.
And how do you feel about the Anthrocon here in Pittsburgh?
Oh, I like it a great deal. It's really the nicest comic show I've ever been to.
And how many comics have you done?
Oh, heck, I don't know. A lot.
And these are some of your books?
These are just a few of the books that I've done, yes. And I've also done licensed comic books, which I don't have here because they don't send me extra copies of them.
So, how well has Pittsburgh accepted the Anthrocon here in Pittsburgh and yourself?
Well, they seem to have accepted it with great relish. I know a lot of the vendors have welcome Anthrocon signs up.
And how long have you been an artist?
Professionally for about 30 years, but I've drawn since childhood, so I've drawn a lot.
If there was anything that you would say to upcoming artists and the youth to inspire them to keep on drawing and be an artist, what would it be?
Well, yeah, that would be it. It would be if you enjoy drawing, to keep at it. It's not something that's easy to learn or quick to learn. So, you know, if you're having fun with it, don't get discouraged. Just keep at it. You'll work hard and you'll end up improving over the time.
So what got you into becoming an artist?
Because I liked cartoons and comic strips an awful lot. Thought that would be the best job in the world. And so it was just, I really wanted to draw from an early age. And I just kept at it.
And when did you start? Approximately, like, how old were you?
Start drawing?
Yes.
I can't even recall not drawing.
And is there anything that you have here today that is like your favorite piece, or something that stands out more than anything else?
Favorite would be hard to say, but I was actually pleased to do this. It was a giveaway for Comiskey Park in Chicago, and I thought it was a pretty great idea to be giving kids comic books at a baseball game.
So, Mike, where did you grow up at, and where are you from now?
I grew up in Detroit, Michigan. I live in Los Angeles now.
So how has the comic book world treated you, and how successful are you?
Well, I worked for a number of different publishers with different results. At the moment I'm working for Bongo Comics on the Simpson Comics, and they're a very nice publisher, and I get along well with them. And I also did a lot of work in cartoon animation. That's a tougher racket to get into nowadays than it was when I got into it.
over that damn place.
What color you want the eyes?
I usually just do the normal green and dark.
Dark? So that's what I was thinking, possibly the defined pinpoint, which gives them more sinister.
Yeah, you can leave it like that too. I like that, like the dark.
Because it gives them more sinister, you know.
Very crazy.
Crazy.
Welcome to the silly land. We're going to meet you now. You look different.
Are you bluish? You don't look bluish.
Saw an effect of it. I saw it. I knew exactly what it was.
Can you try to teach me? I occasionally, very rarely, help with ideas, or they send me the animatics and ask them for it.
This cartoon, it looks so slick. It looks so...
It's like we're essentially becoming a studio. I'm going to be filing paperwork for...
Yeah, you're like Mondo Media.
We're making a big puppy action.
No, I mean, like, look at the crisp animations coming out here.
I don't think there's enough
Have you seen some of the other Mondo Media? Oh, wait, we don't have more.
It's really awkward, too. No, actually, there's some on there, but it's actually my friend Adam. You don't know. Listen to my advice.
So it's, oh yeah, it's not your portion.
No, it's all mine now. I had the He's almost done. She was actually Arab. She was actually Saudi. Hi, my name is Rabbi Tom. I come from, well, my fan name is Rabbi Tom. My real name is Jim Grote. I come from Madison, Wisconsin. And I'm part of the old guard of furry fandom. I've been around since before it became developed into conventions.
And how do you feel about the Anthrocon?
I've been at the very first one, since the very first one. I got invited coming up when I was at a convention called Dragon Con in Atlanta, and I had a very particularly bad Dragon Con, and Albany Anthrocon was the week following, and I had a friend who was part of the staff said, come on up to the con. I go, well, I don't know. And they said, we'll give you a table if you show up, because they had a couple of big tables. I said, all right, I'll give it a try. And at that convention, it was about 210 people, and I made more money at that 210 person con than I did at Dragon Con with 35,000 people. And it was a lot more fun. And I've been at it ever since. I have not stopped.
So how long have you been an artist?
I've been an artist all my life. I'm self-taught. And never had any professional training or anything like that. It's all self-taught. And I've been doing this since I was a kid.
So if there is anything that you would say to upcoming artists to keep them motivated in their type of art, what would it be?
Practice, practice, practice. Stay motivated. Use your characters. Develop your characters. Work on your style. Create your own style. Don't copy somebody else's style. I mean, if you have to use somebody's style, see how did they handle it? How do they handle this particular pose, or how do they handle this particular scene or action, and work off that and try to incorporate how do they handle a certain problem and do it themselves, and accomplish it themselves.
And what is your most famous character?
My most famous character is Red Shetland, basically a parody of Red Sonja.
We got her. Yeah, right there.
She came out as a parody of Red Sonja in 1985 and sold real well.
I'm gonna steal this real quick. Come here back.
And that's probably my best known for that. Plus, I've been doing an online comic strip for 16 years called West Corner of the Park.
And where can we find that at?
At www.graphxpress.com, GRAPHXRESS.com. And it's an online comic strip that's based on the largest chat room in the world.
Cool.
I've been doing that for 16 years now.
And what would you say to other people who are interested in anthropomorphics and the Anthrocon to help them get involved?
Well, start trying to go online, try to find where there's groups in the town or city that you're in, or the colleges you're in, and start, hey, let's go check things out. And start talking to people. Attend a few cons. Anthrocon is huge. It's about 4,500 to 5,000 people. And back in the days when we had more sci-fi conventions, we would call this a big regional or a world con. because of the number of attendees, and we're at Worldcon attendee status at this point because we have people from the international coming from all over the world coming to this. So technically, we're a Worldcon of furry fandom.
So you've been here since the very first con. How do you feel about it being in Pittsburgh?
I don't mind it at all. For me, it's more convenient because it's 4.5 hours closer for me. I miss Philadelphia for Morimoto's restaurant, the Adams Mark Hotel. But I like this place too because the fact is we have room to expand, we have room to grow, and we're not rubbing elbows with anybody. And plus all the local businesses in this area have accepted us because the fact is they go, hey, these guys aren't the freaks that everybody painted them out to be, and they spend money. We like it because they help boost the economy. And when you feel welcome, then we're willing to come back. You know, you don't want to be ostracized.
So what would you say to Pittsburghers or anyone that is here in Pittsburgh to ease their worries about Anthrocon members?
We're not sick deviants. We're people. We're people like anybody else. We're just another form of fan group that, you know, you got the Trekkies, you got the SCA, you got, you know, Star Trek, you got Star Wars fans. Everybody has their quirks and fantasies, and everybody has their good and bad, but, you know, unlike other fandoms, we generally are more mellow, sedated, and tend not to cause trouble. And we also have a grasp of morality half the time. You know, you're going to have your extremes. Every fandom is. Even the Shriners have extremes. I mean, but Pittsburgh has been very good to us, and that's why we keep coming back.
So where can we find the majority of your work? Is it online? Or?
It's online. I've got an account on Fur Affinity, which is furaffinity.net, under the name Rabbi Tom. I'm on DeviantArt under the same name. And of course my website, www.graphexpress.com.
Yeah, actually, did you know that the Sugar Bear was based on Dean Martin?
I just tamed. You know what? I did not know that.
Hey, ready? I'm still sorry I missed him. How's that?
Good.
Hi, my name is Dev Madan. I am currently working as a creative director at PopCap Games. I was the art director, character designer for a game called Sly Cooper for the PlayStation 2. I currently live in Seattle, Washington.
So what do you think of the Anthrocon?
I'm having a blast. It's really, really great people, having a really, really fun time, and the guys that put on the show are just top shelf. They are really, really first-class operation.
So where can we see most of your work at?
Well, unfortunately, these days I'm doing more of the meetings and PowerPoint presentations. But usually I'm usually at comic conventions throughout the season and shows like this.
So there's no online website?
No, I don't.
That's cool. All right. And what would you tell other artists that are coming up? You know, like young kids or teenagers or students to help motivate them into staying in their art?
Oh man, this is a great time to be an artist. With Facebook games and iOS games, it's definitely a lot easier to get involved and make a living as an artist than when I started out, that's for sure. And the other advice I would give them is just keep drawing. Practice makes perfect. The best advice I ever got was, you're going to draw 10,000 bad drawings in your lifetime, so you might as well get started.
So what got you into being an artist?
Let's see, I started taking art in high school, and it was really comic books that got me into it. The first comic I ever read was The Dark Knight Returns. It was really tough to go anywhere after that, because that was pretty much the top of the line. But you know, I stuck with it, and like I said, comic books were what motivated me to get into just start drawing.
And how long ago was that?
It was a long time ago. Let's say it happened in the 80s. How's that?
Cool. So, how many different games have you worked on?
Oh boy. Well, I started video games in 1990 on the 8-bit Nintendo. I call that pretty much drawing with light brights. It was a super low resolution. I think it only had like 8 colors, and 4 of them were half brights of the other 4. So, boy, from there I worked in children's software for a company called Humongous Entertainment. Just dozens and dozens of games over the years.
So you worked on games, on cartoons, and on comic books.
Yeah.
What do you prefer doing?
I think I'd say all of it. It depends when and where you catch me. I mean, I always go back to comic books just because it's something that you don't need an engine to see it working. It's something you can do, and you can pencil, ink, and color it yourself. It's just, you can control what you want to draw and how you want to present it.
So what do you think about the anamorphics?
Anthropomorphic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've spent most of my career doing it. What I love about it is a really great shortcut for the viewer to understand the character. When you see a turtle, you sort of immediately project what you will project what you think his personality is. And half the fun is sometimes making you think it's one thing and then showing you another personality side to it.
And these are some of the...
Well, this was the poster I did for the Anthrocon. This was the cover. I also did a pin-up. It's a black and white pin-up piece. All the art that I did, and I did the t-shirt design. All of the art that I did is being auctioned off for, you know what the charity is?
Hello Bully.
Hello Bully for Anthrocon.
Is there anything that you would like to tell the world?
Thank you very much, Anthrocon. It's been a wonderful time.
And last question is, how do you feel about Anthrocon convention being in Pittsburgh?
I've never been to Pittsburgh, so it was great. I got a chance to walk around. It's a pretty city. So I look forward to seeing more of it next time. Because I've pretty much been sitting here for 3 days. So thank you.